Hi and welcome back to Yoga Berry, your yoga for scoliosis community. So today I'm going to show you a fantastic pose for S-curve scoliosis, which is half moon pose. And some of you might have come across Dr. Loren Fishman's study, which uses a few yoga poses to correct curvature. And the one that he recommends for S-curve scoliosis specifically is half moon pose. So we are going to practice the pose on both sides. If you do look into his research, he would suggest to do it only on one side, but I would like to show it to you on both sides, and we would do one side twice, if that makes sense. So you still get all the benefits for your curvature. So for my one, this is the right thoracic, left lumbar curve. All that you need for this practice is a yoga block and yourself, so get it all ready and then join me on the mat. I'm Christine Berry. I'm a yoga teacher and I specialize in yoga for scoliosis. You will find more information and where to find me and find out about my online courses in the description below. So, half moon pose is not an easy pose, so this is just a warning before we get started. So don't worry if you cannot do it straight away. You might have to build it up and do a few more standing poses before you can practice your half moon, because it is a balancing pose, so it's not an easy one. So you might want to check out some of my other videos where we prepare for this pose, especially the standing ones. Good, so I'm also using the wall for balance here, and this can be really useful to give you some feedback. So we're gonna do it on the right side first. So I have my right foot forwards and my left foot back. And then my foot is about this kind of far away from the wall. This kind of depends on how wide your hips are. So my hips are relatively wide, so I need to be a little bit further away from the wall. Otherwise my alignment will not be so good. So you have to kind of check and play around with this. You want to be able to touch the wall with the upper body. So bring your right hand down onto the block. Now my right foot is facing forwards. You could slightly turn it in if it feels better for you, but see if you can try and keep it aligned and pointing towards your block. The hand is directly underneath the shoulder. And then from here, use the wall. So find the wall with the back first of all. And then from there, so take a moment just to kind of feel this. And you might notice for a right thoracic curve that probably it touches the wall very quickly, but the left side doesn't. So this is one of the derotation that we're going to do. So we're going to allow for the left side of the rib cage to come back towards the wall. And then we're also actively pushing away from that block. So I had to actually come up a little bit more. So I'm lifting through that right thoracic side a little bit more. And then you can probably feel already the work happening in that left side of the waist. And this is what we want. So we're strengthening the right thoracic, left lumbar. And flex your back foot, and the leg is about parallel to the floor, and the back of the head is against the wall. Now I don't have my foot against the wall because it doesn't feel very good in my body. However, it might be the case in your body, so just see how it goes. Good, and then I'm gonna stay for a couple of breaths here. Maybe take the arm up towards the ceiling. Good, and then slowly release from there. Good, so before you go on towards the other side, I want you to really think about this movement of the rib cage. So on the right side, when we were doing this on the right side, we were kind of lifting the rib cage away from the floor. Now on the left side, we have to push it down a little bit more. So it's a little bit of a shift. So notice what's happening in my rib cage. It's a bit of a shift over towards the left. So that's what we're going to do on the left side. So come back into the pose, left hand onto your block. Find the wall, flex the back foot, and then actively we're drawing the right side of the rib cage down now for this one. Good. And then for this one here on the right side, now we know that we need to bring that right shoulder blade back slightly. So see if you can find the wall just with the right shoulder blade. So this is actually quite nice to stretch the shoulder and also working on the strength. This is why I don't leave this side out, because you can still get something out of it. Good. Again, just pushing through the back heel a little bit more. So keep your legs really nice and active, really strong. And the back of the head is against the wall. Good. And then when you had enough, slightly bend your knee and then slowly bringing yourself up. Good. So for a right thoracic, left lumbar curve, we're going to do this again on the right side when you're ready. So when you are ready, balancing on your right foot, bring the hand down onto the block. Lifting the left leg, find the wall. So find the wall first of all with the back of the head, making any adjustments that you might need to make. And then again, we're actively lifting the rib cage away from the floor and slightly de-rotating. So bring the right rib cage forwards, the left rib cage back a little bit more. Good. And then feel that work that is happening here on the left side of the waist. This is exactly what we want. And then bring the top arm up towards the ceiling. And you can maybe look up towards the top hand. Good. And then how long to stay in this pose? It is a challenging one. So see if you can go for 5 breaths to begin with. Good. So I'm not sure how many breaths we've been here already, but I would say it's about 4. So let's take one more. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly coming out of the pose. Good. So it's quite an invigorating pose. So best to practice first thing in the morning, not late in the evening, because you will probably not be able to sleep. So it's a great one to, if you need a little bit of a boost of energy, and maybe do it kind of during the day, anytime you feel a little bit tired. So I hope that you enjoyed this little practice. Feel free to let me know if you've got any questions, and I will see you very soon for the next video.